Yesterday, Babu Owino, Edwin Sifuna, James Orengo attended the church service at Kawangware, and it's clear ODM is not united anymore. Over the weekend, Oburu Odinga held a function in Kisumu to unify the Nyanza region, yet during the same very time, Winnie Odinga had a different meeting in Nyanza region. What do you really think is happening in ODM? Will ODM end up supporting the broad-based alliance come 2027, or they will leave the government? Welcome back to our channel. Press that subscribe button for more news bulletins on Real News, the channel where you get all your trending politics.
Familia ya Raila Amolo Odinga. Mimi ndio Sifuna, na kwa maombi yenu na kwa maombezi ya Mungu, mimi bado ndio katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM. Mimi ndio seneta wenu hapa ambaye mlichagua, na nawapenda mpaka siku ile ambaye mtanipatia kazi nyingine. Hivyo ni huja moyo sana leo wanakawangware, wacha niwaambie. Hawa ndugu zetu wengine ndani ya chama wanahubiri amani na wanatulolea visu sisi ambao tumekubali mambo ya amani. Kwa hiyo imagine, mimi leo naambiwa tusiwezi kuja Kawangware, mimi Sifuna. Inawezekana kwani? Wangapi wanasema Sifuna Kawangware ni nyumbani? Niona kwa mkono. Sasa leo tunasema tunaenda kanisa ya PSG kuhubiri. Wamepigia Bishop Cornelius Miu masimu usiku wakimtisha, wanamwambia ukiacha kina Sifuna wakuja kwa kanisa yako, akiwa kanisa wakabomoa. Sisi tumekosea nani? Na mimi nataka niwaambie kitu, watu wangu wewe, wanabaki niambie. Na nitakuja hapa. Jambo langu la pili, nashukuru sana Super Senator, Super Secretary General Edwin Sifuna. Nataka niwahakikishie ya kwamba mtu akithubutu kumtoa Sifuna katika ODM Secretary General, yeye ndiye itakuwa mwisho wa ODM. Kweli ama si kweli? Kweli ama si kweli? Unajua, bado tunalia sana. Baba alizikwa mwaka jana. Kawangware, wangapi wanafurahia kutukaribisha siku ya leo? Asanteni sana. Mimi niko na mambo machache, na la kwanza kunasema ni ya kwamba baada ya baba ni babu, na ni babu sasa babu, na bila babu kuna ka. Asanteni sana. Sasa nataka niwaelezee hivi wananchi wa Kawangware hapa Dagoretti North. Nataka niwaulize yule mama ambaye anauza kwenye ile duka, yule kijana ambaye anaendesha bodaboda pale, yule mzee wangu ambaye anaenda kwenye jua kali pale, niwaulize swali moja. Umeona progress nyumba yako?
Now, it's very clear that ODM has two emerging sides, the broad-based supporters and the anti-broad-based supporters, with the supporters being Oburu Odinga, Gladys Wanga, Junet Mohammed, Simba Arati, who are advocating for the support of the broad-based alliance, and the anti-supporters, James Orengo, Babu Owino, Edwin Sifuna, and of course, Winnie Odinga. But with the continuous division in ODM, which camp do you think will emerge victor? The broad-based supporters or the anti-broad-based supporters? And what if today ODM signs the agreement that they are going to support the current government. What will happen to Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, James Orengo, and Winnie Odinga, who are against the broad-based alliance? Will they be forced to actually have an agreement of supporting the government? Challenging situation. What do you think? Leave me your views on the comment section. I would love to hear what say have you. And before we continue, I'd like to thank our diehard supporters for continuously growing our channel. We wouldn't be where we are without your endless support. And if it's your first time to listen in, press your subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you can be first to receive our bulletins once we upload them. Back to ODM and the two divisions emerging sides in ODM. I have another question. Why is Oburu Odinga having a difficult time to call the NDC? Is he afraid of Babu Owino? Because Babu Owino has enough supporters. He is backed by the Gen Zs, and of course, a possibility he could be the next kingpin succeeding Raila Odinga the late. Is Oburu Odinga afraid that the NDC would actually displace him as the kingpin? We have seen wrangles in ODM. Winnie Odinga has emerged and fighting against the uncle who is in support of the broad-based alliance, with some speculating that Oburu Odinga actually wants to sell off the party to William Ruto together with the Gladys Wanga and Junet Mohammed, who are so much emphasizing on the broad-based alliance. We all know that Oburu Odinga wasn't actually legally elected. He was just a successor, and that is what Winnie Odinga is actually against. There's so much back and forth. Now let me ask, why are the supporters of the broad-based insisting on the 10-point agenda, and yet in the real sense the point is supporting the government for Ruto's re-election come 2027? If they were not in position to establish this 10-point agenda when Raila Odinga was still alive, do you think right now they are going to establish it, or it's just a scapegoat, a narrative to blindfold Kenyans? We all know the real point of ODM merging with UDA is to re-elect William Ruto come 2027, of course with special benefits, having half the government. And it's clear Oburu Odinga, I think, has been paid because he seems so greedy for power. Why can't he just sit down and listen to the emerging camp call for an NDC, and we see if we have a chance, with the Babu Owino being young and supported by the Gen Zs and also having high supporters. Now, the truth is, before Raila passed, ODM was left in the broad-based alliance. But Raila was intelligent. He had one leg in the government and the other leg outside the government. That is where Sifuna came in. Even before Raila died, Sifuna was still anti-broad-based supporter. But when it came to signing documents, he was always present, and meetings, which is very different with Oburu Odinga. Oburu and Sifuna are like water and paraffin. They repel. Sifuna never goes where Oburu is, yet he is the speaker, the Secretary General of ODM. What are the impacts of Sifuna not being present when Oburu is meeting these delegates? He was in Busia, he was in Kisumu, Kakamega, without Edwin Sifuna, yet they are advocating for an NDC. Whom do you think is going to dominate? The call for an NDC or the support of the broad-based alliance? And if it's so clear that ODM decides to support William Ruto 2027 re-election, where will Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, James Orengo be left? Because it's clear Sifuna said he is not going to support Ruto and the broad-based alliance. Are they strategizing to exit ODM politics? And every day, ODM's wrangles are intensifying currently with Winnie Odinga against Oburu Odinga, because speculations are Oburu wants to sell off ODM to William Ruto. How far will these wrangles go? Will Winnie Odinga succeed in going against the uncle who is trying to sell off ODM to William Ruto? Stay tuned to Royal News for more news updates on the trending politics of ODM and the continuous battles on Royal News, the channel where you get all your trending politics. JD Ishmaels.